Good evening, everyone, in PE 584. This is a video for peak performance. The first question is, what is your potential in the graduate program? Thinking about this or reading over a couple of times before starting the video, I started thinking about more of my research and how my potential finding some information about barriers that affect students with disabilities, um, activity levels. So, and also their engagement and the participation, and what are the barriers that prevent them from participating at least 50% of the PE time. So, I think that's one of the potential for me to in the program is providing that information for everyone when we have to present or when we have to actually respond to the prompts in the forums. So I think that's one of the potential that I could think of that I could give in the graduate program is just finding new information from the research and make sure that I can make that evidence useful, not just in my teachings, but also for other people in the graduate program, especially in this class. So, um, what do you bring to the classroom? I think I bring some knowledge, some experience in physical education. I got my bachelor's or undergrads in PE. I think I can actually uh, bring a lot of experience and some knowledge, and that kind of help other people who are kind of more new to that field or just need some extra information or advice or suggestions from my personal experience. So I could also give that some or share my ideas. So I think that's what I bring, and also my energy. I think I'm always open minded to either helping other people or also open minded to hearing other people's ideas. Always open to hear constructive feedback to help me and better myself or my research or my practice. What is your potential in your research proposal? Like kind of mentioned in the first question, the potential of my research proposal is improving inclusion in PE, because we don't just want to focus on the typical students being active and competing or not just participating and increasing their physical activity load so they could benefit their or to get like health benefits and reduce or minimize any secondary health issues that on top of they already deal with. So I think my proposal for this research actually is the attitudes of the PE teachers and how do they feel about it, and how can we actually turn that attitudes, negative attitudes, into positive, and somehow they can actually find ways to include students with special disabilities, instead of just leaving them on the side and kind of include them somehow engage them. So that is my potential. So hopefully I can reach that potential. So what do I bring to my research? Background knowledge. So this I have almost 1 year under my belt of teaching PE. So with that, I think I've gained so much experience and knowledge, and also how to include students, not just special needs students, but all abilities. So, I mean, typical students don't even have the physical abilities that some of the other kids. So I think also helps me to kind of accommodate my lessons or activities, or even to kind of change it up anything that needs. So uh, make it more interesting for them, so they're not just left out and feeling insecure about their abilities. So I think that's what I bring, some of that knowledge and my experience of what I've done, and but there's much more to learn about that. So hopefully, with my research, helps me that. Okay, what are the current distractions in my life that are preventing my peak performance? Since I have two kids or have a family man, it's always kind of tough to juggle my schedule and the time. So I think most of the time is the distractions is staying up late and trying to kind of achieve the or complete the task, videos, research, whatever I have to do in order to like finish this program and this research topic or paper. Um, so I think that's the main distraction. I don't want to call it a distraction, but that kind of reflects because sometimes I can procrastinate, especially when I have a full day and I feel sometimes tired, overwhelmed, um, kind of like the Daisiac. But I think those kind of the stuff that I kind of deal with on a daily basis. I'm just trying to find that time and managing my time well, so I can actually put that effort and time that is needed to actually develop a an efficient research project. So that's where I'm at with the distraction and the steps to take advantage or to manage and counteract these distractions. Like I said, put in that time anytime that I can to actually um, put in that time to develop or to complete the research project. So, and using my family also to help me out and support me to by babysitting my kids, um, or so I could give that extra a couple hours so I could put in that time to do whatever I have to do. That's due. So those are the steps I'm kind of taking. So, but at the same time, just perseverance, desire, and hopefully I just keep my motivation up and that I can actually overcome those distractions. And how do I perceive peak performance? Um, just from my personal experience, just optimal functioning, optimal performance. Trying to perform at the highest level, trying to go with the flow, stay in the zone. For example, in this graduate program, with this class capstone course, is just kind of staying in the moment of when you're writing an article critique or chapter one, whatever it is, just kind of getting that zone, getting your thoughts into that paper. So I think once you get in that zone, that's your peak performance. So you don't want to stop. So what does it look like for you? Like I mentioned, getting in that flow, putting those ideas down, anything that comes up, and then just kind of putting it there, and then eventually just kind of putting it all together, cleaning anything that you need to use in order to fix it, and just putting the effort and working hard for it. That you're actually doing whatever you can to make it a really really good paper project. And how do I measure it? That's really a tough question for me to answer. How do I measure peak performance? It's kind of tough because it could come in different levels depending on the person. So it's kind of interpreted in individual perspective, I think. But for me, um, the grade, I think when I finish, I think that's when I could measure it, or the results or feedback that I get from Andy for all the papers that we have to turn in, all the assignments we have to turn in. So I think that's how I measure peak performance. So, or reflect when I reflect and see how I did. So that's something that I can self-assess for when I try to assess my performance. So I hope you enjoyed it, and everyone have a good one.